Good morning, everyone. Um, and if you're watching me for the second time, good morning again. Great to see you. Thanks for joining me for my free class today. Um, this is just like a regular class where I share card making or crafting inspiration, and this is going to be a regular offering of mine. And you get to enjoy some creative inspiration and I will have an ordering special for you so you can take advantage of that as well. So, my name is Rochelle Laird Smith, and I'm from Stamping Flair, and I'm based in Mornington Peninsula in Melbourne. Um, I've been a Stamping Up demonstrator for 9 years, running classes for the majority of that time. Um, so I enjoy creating and I enjoy sharing what I love with you and with through the cards I make. My my love is to create and share things and give you ways to elevate your projects, simple ways, and also to expand your skills with techniques and tips that you might be able to take into your projects, which with whatever supplies you may have on hand. You can, if you love the stuff that you see that I use, you can purchase them anywhere in Australia through my online store or by contacting me. You can also use any products you have to um, create something similar, and I hope to inspire you. And if you have any questions at all throughout the class, please ask me. So right now during Celebration, Stampin' Up have a Celebration promotion until the 29th of February. You get to select a free product from our Celebration range with every $90 you order. So say you order $90, you get one from our $90 range. We have some at the $180 range. So there's 22 products that you can select from. And we've just added some products from our main line, like the annual catalog and the mini catalog. So some of those products are valued at over $50. So they're definitely worth looking at. And if your order is around the $90, so make sure they're in that 90 increment so you can take advantage of that promotion which is offered by Stampin' Up. So these are the cards we are going to be making today, and I did share with you a bit of a sneak peek earlier, and I will be sharing everything you some ideas for you, and definitely you can use them. And we'll be using some Celebration products, some annual catalog, just a bit of this and a bit of that, and maybe you can craft along if you've got some of the products, or maybe you can substitute them. So today, with your order placed, if you place your order between today and the 13th of February, so that's Tuesday, the day before Valentine's Day, any orders of $90, you will get the kit to make these 4 cards. So I will provide this different DSPs, and I'll provide all the cardstock. I will provide the envelopes and everything you need to make these cards. You just won't get the stamped images, which you can purchase or substitute with what you have, and you won't get coloring tools and things like that. But I will provide all the consumables, I should say, embellishments, ribbons, and things like that. So your kit, any orders over 90 placed in the next 4 days, will come like this. You will get everything in these kits, and as I open them, this is what I'm going to be using for the class. When I open them, you will see what is included, because that's what you're going to get, and except like I'll add the ribbon as well, so you'll see that. If your order bumps up to 150, you will also get a pack of these are my new favorites, these beautiful embellishments, a full pack of this. I'll tell you why I like them. Because it's got different, all those, they're my subtles range colors because I love subtles, but it will go with any of your that sort of colors. So you can go with the brights. It really works well, and it's got lots of colors, so you can really mix and match. So a nice fun set of colors. It's a rainbow, so that's what you're gonna get if you spend 150 plus orders of 90. You'll also be able to select a free celebration reward. Okay, so let me show you these cards, and I have prepped most of my die cutting and things, because that's how you are going to get your kit. And I want you to see what you're going to get, how you're going to get it. And these are the cards we will make, and they are fun, and I'm going to share with you lots of fun ideas on how to achieve these effects. Stay with me and chat with me as we go along. I'd love for you to let me know what you find helpful, and whether anything, whether there's some tip that I share with you, or any of these products that you love. Well, let me know. And if you're watching the YouTube replay as well, or watching this on replay, say hi, and we can have a bit of a chat. So this is our first card. This card uses the Most Adored Designer Series paper, and this is a Sale-A-Bration offering, and it is in our original Celebration range, which is excuse me, I'm about to sneeze, which is in the book, I was gonna say. So it has beautiful, I want to show you, I think I may have shown you the other day, but I just want to run it by. It's got gold on one side. Oh, that's shiny. And see how it's got I love the plaids and the checks. It's really, and even the gold. We've got hearts for Valentine's Day or otherwise. Flowers, I fussy cut them. You can do lots and lots of fun stuff with this paper. That's my favorite sheet. Yeah, I'm weird. I'm not into the... I like the simple sometimes, and that marble sheet's nice too. So we're going to be using some of that. And my color combination is Flirty Flamingo, Crumb Cake, and Cajun Craze. So that's a nice color combo that works. So we've got Flirty Flamingo, Crumb Cake, Cajun Craze. So that's our 3 colors today. And with Valentine's Day coming, I know it's pretty soon, and maybe your partners, husbands don't know what to get you. I mean, if you're not into the chocolates and stuff and you want some craft stuff, they can always get you stamping a voucher. And I've got vouchers on my online store, so you can just quickly print one up and it's ready to go. So maybe power of suggestion. I'm going to be using the Heartfelt Hexagon stamp set, which coordinates with, what do you know, the Heartfelt Hexagon punch. So you will get in your kit all these pieces plus the ribbon and the embellishments, which I haven't included in here. but you will get that. Now, we're going to be using these two little images in here. In your stamp sets, check out those little images. They are definitely something for you to, sometimes we focus on the larger ones. Definitely look at those little images. There's lots that can be done with simple and smaller stuff, smaller images. So it's a little heart and a little leaf. What are we doing for the weekend? We got plans. We got lovely weather in Melbourne today. I don't know about tomorrow. I think it's going to be hot. So I'm quite happy indoors. I'm an indoorsy person. All right. So we're going to use crumb cake. We're going to create a background. And for my background, I need crumb cake and Cajun craze. And you will get, when you purchase, make a purchase of $90, you are going, or and above, you will get the card kit. Not only the card kit, you will also get the PDF tutorial for all 4 cards, which will include all the measurements, photos, and the instructions for creating these cards. And those PDF tutorials are sold for $16 by themselves, so that is a really good value. So I'm just inking up in this little leaf in crumb cake, and just turn your paper around, turn the stamp around, so you're hitting it with different angles, and you'll get some halves. I really like this leaf, because I was going to say I quite like this leaf. No, I actually really like this leaf. It's a pretty little dainty leaf. And it's sweet. And that's what I love about it. So just go like some Harveys there. Maybe a little one. Oh, that would miss the boat there. But even like that, it's nice. Now we're going to bring in our heart, and we're going to stamp it in Cajun craze in between those leaves. I hadn't used Cajun craze in a while, so it's a color I like, and I was glad I came across this. I thought of this color combo because it's just nice to be able to sometimes use your colors you normally don't. Now if you do something like that, we can if that's the only, like, you can't even tell, but I can cover it up with some bits. So again, I'm twisting and turning as I go around to create the same sort of look. And with the photo polymer, you can you can go back. I'm just going to get my pierced mat. One of my pierced mats, I put stuff on it, so it's got let's get this. A bit bored in the center because the piercing mat gives you a better image without a doubt. So be one there. That way. Alright, so we've got that all done. Next thing we're going to do is attach this piece. Now use whatever side you like. That would go too, but just have some fun with it. Onto that, but I am going to add some shading on this with my stamping blends, and this is the beauty of this paper with the gold. You can add any color on it and change it up just for some fun and coordinate it with your project. Now I'm gonna blend that in. I just ink that up. I'm gonna take all that color well off. So that's Flirty Flamingo. So I have picked, I've kind of gone with the color combo in my head. I didn't go with the actual colors of the designer series paper. It was red and flirty, and there was red and flirt, which I'm using, but I wanted to bring in a bit of neutral into it. So that's why I brought in the crumb cake, and I wanted to mute it a bit because that's more my style. And I thought, oh, let's go something different. So I'm going to bring in the Flirty Flamingo and blend the color over this. Now what happens is that gold resists the color. So the gold will stand out while the color goes in the background. And you can do that with any of your sheets in that pack. So I'm creating a darker patch here. And tapering off as I go up. So just a very light pressure. You can even leave it white at the top, but I actually tried that and wasn't for me, wasn't what the look I was going for in this instance. But I liked just a very light look of Flirty. Now, if I had a tissue, oh yeah, I do. Just wipe it. I could wipe it back. It's standing out quite a bit. Just wipe the gold a bit, especially down that bottom bit, and it's gonna even stand out a bit more, and you can really see that gold pop. So now I'm going to glue that onto my matte layer. The matte layer is the same length, I'm hoping. If not, we'll just work with what we've got, and we're just going to cut that bit. I wanted the same length, but I want it a bit wider. So, because it's going to go down the card. So we'll bump it right up, and I will trim that down. Now I'll have the right measurement. Sometimes I just go, like, I might have used a bit of scrap here. And, you know, if it's like 2 millimeters out or whatever, don't worry. Just use the little bits you've got. Seriously, just, it's... And when you do your card, it's just the design for that particular card. I feel like you just, if one's got a 5 centimeter gap and one's got an 8 centimeter gap, no issues. Or one's got a 2 centimeter gap. It's just the design for the card, and that's how it is. I've trimmed this. I think when I you'll laugh, when I prepared this cutting, it was probably like 12:30 or something last night, so clearly I needed to sleep. Sometimes slightly out, but I think that will it can camouflage that. Alright, so I have got a matte layer of Flirty Flamingo. I love my mattes. It just creates a bit of depth and also makes it pop up. So we're going to layer that. And this card has a little more, you know, Rochelle in it, a bit extra. And at this point, if this is all you want to do, I'm going to give you some tips of how you can perhaps make this a bit less not complicated, or shorten the process, I should say. So it's not, if you don't want to do as many steps, so you can do, we've got this, and then when I show you this, you can put this layer on. I would put this, and then the sentiment, which we'll have later, but that is a nice, simple, quick card to make. So that would be my simplified version of this card. But I haven't done, this is the bumped up version, okay, so a little bit extra. So I'm going to put this, I'm just going to eyeball it. It's kind of halfway mark in the center, about 1 centimeter to the right, a centimeter and a half maybe. And this is another heart one, but beautiful paper. It's nice. I think if you do white on white, tone on tone kind of thing, would be really nice. So I'm going to stick that there, and then I will glue that right down. Excuse me. And as I said, you get all this designer series paper in your kit, which I will send you. You need to place your order though by Tuesday to get that kit. You can place it up till whatever time. I don't mind if it's online, but if you want me to do it, you need to let me know early. I thought, oh no, I placed it. I thought I'd glued that wrong. I didn't realize I hadn't glued it onto the crumb cake. Yeah, so and then we can glue that on there. You can even flip this sketch. So we're going to glue this straight on. I should have glued the base, that piece first, but I've centered it fairly okay. The crumb cake just takes that strength of that Flirty Flamingo. Flirty Flamingo is a nice color, but it can be heavy. I tried it with a red base. I tried Cajun Craze with it. So when you're trying these cards, just try different options with your color combos too for doing your different mattes. Some things will work, you know. I tried various things. Now I've got a little bit of this designer series paper, and I'm going to color the flowers. And again, this is extra. You can even just put that on that and good to go. But I wanted to add some colors, so I'm coloring it with Flirty Flamingo, the flowers with Flirty Flamingo stamping blends, and the leaves with crumb cake, so it ties in with my base. So I've got the light crumb cake, and it's going to be quite a quick job with the coloring. And then I've got my Flirty Flamingo. And it's very it's actually not difficult to color this. And again, you get to coordinate because we've got our beautiful colors that work so well with you can pick a color and go, yep, I've got the paper there, and let's go with the blends that work well with it. And the blends can color the paper DSP to match, and then you've got a perfectly coordinated project. I'm going to add just a touch of the dark Flirty Flamingo at the base. Setting some variation. Now I can barely even because I've got better, so I can barely see those flowers, but it's adding just that little bit of color, and it's going to add to your final project. So taking my marker, my stamping blend, it's just the light one, and I love the look this gives. This with the crumb cake and the gold, just stunning. This would make I was saying like making wedding cards with the white, but just imagine, and I think I need to try this because now as I'm talking about it, it just sounds so beautiful. With the crumb cake and just coloring with some neutrals, I think it would come up good. This paper project for me to do. And again, because this gold is like, it's like like being embossed, right? So it has that look. And we'll stick that down on that matte layer. You have so much choice in this paper, so you can use that marble side as well. I just thought having these flowers was just a nice touch, and coloring it in just brought that customization to your card. So I'm going to go straight, leaving just a tiny bit at the bottom there in that border on that check pattern, just a. And then we just place that, and it goes right across the card there. Are you loving that? Let me know what you're thinking. I think you can enjoying that one. Okay, so now we are going to, you will get this, which I have punched out. We're going to use Sending Lots of Love, the sentiment. And I'm stamping it in Flirty Flamingo. You could use Real Red, you could use Crumb Cake. I just chose Flirty. So get your head, or I mean, if you have the punch, stamp first and then punch, but when you get the punch piece, just okay. I've got a nice, that's better than my first one because I re-inked my what do you call this? A stamp pad. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little tip, an extra tip. I've got my, let me put this away. This is the bow punch, and I've just got a piece of scrap cardstock, and I will give you this. I'm kind of creating a template a negative. Right. So I'm gonna, I don't need that. I want this. So I'm creating a stencil, so to speak. So, and you can do this with any of your punches, any of your dies. It's a great way to get more mileage. I'm going to bring in Cajun Craze. And we are going to create a little bit of a background on my sentiment, because I felt it was sort of lacking a little bit and needed something. So let me mess up the sheet that's already messed up. Try. And just, I mean, this, if you have a die, you could place it right in the center. It is with a punch, it's a little bit tricky. You could put a post-it note and center it further. But just because I'm just doing it on the edge, you can just be a bit more aware where you're doing it. I'm going in my Cajun Craze is not overly juicy, so it's okay. So I have placed this here, and I'm creating a little, blending through that, creating a little flower sort of thing, or leafy background, blending through my negative, or my stencil, which I have now created. I'm going to move that down a bit. Now, if you cut this stencil in acetate, you can reuse it. Wash it, reuse it, clean it up. I just want it light there. I'm going to bring back in the little leaf we had and put it in, stamp it between between the larger ones. And this is a really nice way to just add a little bit of detail on that. And now it's gone from being just a drab little sentiment to having some character on it. I'm going to bring in my Flirty Flamingo, and let's add some blending on around it. So I'm going to go over that stamping. Again, it adds depth and shading around, and that's why we do that. And it's going to make that a bit of a pinky tone. And you can see that it will blend it further into the, so it doesn't look like I've just chucked it in there, and it's adding those layers, makes it part of that sentiment. All right, so now I'm going to add my sentiment on here with dimensionals, which have stuck onto my clear blocks. So let's use that one. One on there. These dimensionals, man. I must have had some left over from another one, then it stuck to the back of my one of them. Okay, so we've got two, and I think that's sticky enough. And I'm just sticking it there. You will get some red ribbon. This is from, I think, let me see. There's two ribbons it could be. You'll either get the, no, this is from the Garden Green and Railroad Ribbon Combo So this is on in our online exclusive store. Now you'll either get this or another red ribbon, which is from the burlap and burlap and real red combo. But they're both beautiful, so don't worry. But yeah, so tie a bow. And because at this point I thought I've got that red in there and I've got nothing to really tie it in. And when I had those hearts, I put that little Cajun craze to again tie the Cajun craze in. I added that little stamping or blending, masking. So add your layers thoughtfully as you go, then you will have a nice how to say, a coordinated project. It's easy to coordinate, but where are my glue dots? Oh, they're here. I can feel them, but I have. Oh, here they are. Get rid of that. I'm going. This is a tricky glue dot one. It's a trick one. Alright, so you'll get this and put that on a glue dot. Finish that up. That's nice. And finally, we'll put some of these beautiful embellishments. I'm putting my scissors back where they belong. Otherwise, by the time I finish one of my classes, they are buried and I can't find a thing. So to avoid that, I'll put it away. So one large, one small. It'll be nice to try this in like different combination of colors, so you will see what it looks like. Alright, so for the envelope and the inside of the card, I just stamped the heart in Cajun Craze, keeping it simple, fairly, and quick. If you have the designer series paper, you can add the envelope flap as well, just for some continuity with the DSP. That's something you could do. So here's the card we just made, and this is my original card. Alright, so that's one. I'll put that aside and we can show you that in a minute, or I'll keep it here so you can have a look while I just do some cleaning of my blocks and stamps and get ready for our next card. And our next card, is a birthday-ish card. It doesn't say birthday, but it's got pretty much birthday all over it. It's got cake. So you can have a cake for any occasion. I think that's all I have to put away. I do need this stamp set for the next one too, so we'll make sure we've got it. We need this sentiment. Okay. Okay, the next one is this guy, and I do use those beautiful Lightonier lighter than air. I was going to say light and airy. And I kept doing that the other day, calling it light and airy, and it wasn't. I will also be, apart from the heartfelt hexagon, I'll be also using the circle sayings bundle, using that little cupcake image, using Tahitian Tide ink pad. So that's what we're doing, and that's the card we're making. So your kit will include a Tahitian Tide card base, some embossed cardstock, a lemon lolly piece of cardstock, and a matte lemon lolly, and then some basic white. You will also get some designer series paper, some more designer series paper, and some basic white. Basic white, basic black. Okay. All right. So, first things first, and you'll also get a piece for stamping with our little cupcake on. I'm going to stamp that sentiment first up. I was thinking do the DSP, you could do that first, but then if you mess up the stamping, which happens, you can't flip it's a bit more trickier to flip the DSP. So, sentiment, let's eat cake is from Heartfelt Hexagon. And we're going to put that right in the corner here. When you stamp, just hold that for a while so the color just goes down. I just leave it for a few seconds. So it's a nice image. The lighter than air. So the piece you'll get, one side will be wider and long, I should say. So the longer is actually meant to be a width. If you do it this way, you're going to have more gap there. So you're going to have a piece like that, which you're going to stick there. This paper, I love it. It's just so me. Just love the colors, love the softness of it. Just beautiful. We're going to mat it onto a lemon lolly piece of cardstock. You could really pick any of these. The beauty with this sort of paper, it will work with a lot of colors, most colors, because you can go any tone. Even it doesn't have to be those colors, you can go with any tone. And then the next thing I'm going to do is create some shading on this piece of embossed cardstock. I have embossed this with the let's see if you can see that better. Yep, that's better. The splatters embossing folder. These are the stripes and splatters are 2 mini embossing folders. They fit in the mini embossing machine, but they fit in the regular size as well, stamping cut and emboss machine. They come in a pack. Currently, they are available as a Sale-A-Bration product, so you can get them free. So they are available for purchase, but you can get them as a free selection during Celebration until the 29th of Feb. And so that's I use these quite a lot. Even this the stripes, it's sort of a different type of stripe which I really like, and I've used it a lot. So what we're going to do on this, take your Tahitian Tide, load up your blending brush, and we're going to go over this raised image. go lightly over, so it's gonna pick up that embossed the embossed bits. You can do it as light or as dark as you want. Isn't that pretty? It actually even looks like bubbles a bit, like when you just look at it from far. Just had a bit of like bubbles, and when in the blue maybe it just makes that look. Yeah, fun. So Tahitian Tide is an in color from 2022, and our in colors last 2 years. So it comes to it retires this year in April. And if this color is something you like and you haven't got it yet, make sure you get it soon, because once the retiring lists come out, like they'll sort of, the colors may go, and get it with the refill so that you can ink it up, like refill it and reuse it. So you can make the most of your ink pad. You don't want it to, like, once it dries up, you're not being able to ink it up again. It just refills. You can do a lot of techniques with ink refills as well, but I just feel by having that on hand, it's already going to give you more life to your ink pad, because it just stretches it further, and then it's stretching your dollar further as well, because it's giving you more value. Okay, so what I've done is, this is going to be like that, but I'm going to glue 2 pieces of black cardstock, one sort of like 2 centimeters down, and it's just use your scraps for this. And I'll do the first one, and mine's a bit longer. I will trim it down. You can put it dead center, but so it's gonna sit like that. Okay. Trim it down. And I don't even know it's straight. All right. Now, what I've done, I'm going to give you this. In essence, you could use a full sheet across of this, but you don't need to, because all you see is those 2 pieces. So no need to waste your whole piece of DSP. And the way I'm going to do this, because I want it to sit amongst that black, just put a bit of glue there. And just leave a bit of a gap, and when I do it, nothing is there yet. Oops. Nothing is at the bottom. You're just putting some on top, all right? There's a reason I'm doing it like this, because I want it the black to be under it, but it's a bit hard if you don't know where to position it. So this is what, and then just leave it to dry well and truly, otherwise it just becomes tricky. This is my tip. So this paper, this is actually the reverse of the stripes we've used on the main piece. So I'm going to leave it to dry while I stamp the cupcake image. It won't take that long, but I just thought I'll do something else while I wait. So this cupcake is actually quite nice and large-ish. So here, this image is smaller than what this, most of the time it's the same, but you would see in our catalog, it'll say the images are at this percent or what it'll say. So this cupcake is can be a nice focal point. And that's what we're going to use it today. So again, trying to use up our, I would say, using your little images. And really this class, I've used quite a bit of the little images in our stamp set, so you can see what can be done. To color our cupcake, I'm bringing in some fresh freesia, so light and dark fresh freesia, and I'm also bringing in some lemon lolly, so light lemon lolly. Then I've got that's for the frosting or icing. I've got the crumb cake for the cake part, and for the actual cupcake liner, there's a lot going on. It's a little cupcake. I've got light balmy blue, and I'm bringing in Tahitian Tide to blend in a bit of the color from the card. So I'm going to start with lemon lolly on the frosting. Now, in my head, I want a bit of a, you know, those swirly cupcakes where you pipe the bag with the different swirls and get, about to sneeze again. Oh, excuse me. The swirled look. So that's what I was kind of aiming for with this coloring. Given, like, I can't get the swirled image, but to give that sort of double look of color. So sorry, now I'm bringing light fresh freesia. I'll come in with the dark, and I'm going to use the more bullety point, the bullet point. I'm making this a little bit darker here because that's like the bottom, so you're gonna have a darker layer automatically. Bring in that. No, I'm gonna drag that color, the lemon lolly, into that freesia. I will bring back the brush end of the freesia. And just a very light sort of a blend in. And I think that gives a nice that look. Now for the cupcake itself, I'm going with crumb cake there, but I will add some pecan pie, I think, just to add the sort of a golden tone to it. Just dots. In the original one, I did add a bit of lemon lolly on the cupcake as well, but I think I'll leave this guy in that shade, just in those. For our cupcake liner, I'm going to go with light balmy blue. And basically bringing the balmy blue right down the cupcake liner. I'm going in with the finer end of the marker of the, I keep calling it marker, it's the stamping blend. I'm going to go with dark balmy blue, going in those sort of create that illusion of this gaps. I'll bring in this up, so getting a bit of depth there. Going back in with stamping mark. I have no idea, I've never done this before, calling them stamping art markers with stamping blends. It's going to add your color even more. But it's the same with stamping art markers. When you do it, just adding the color adds more depth. So we're going in with light Tahitian tide. And again, I'm bringing my color up from the base now. And this is going to tie in with your card, because we have some Tahitian tide on the card. And I will bring in my dark Tahitian tide, just for the very bottom. I'm going to add a bit of dark balmy blue there. It's going to be a bit darker there in our cupcake. Now we're going to cut this out. Fussy cut it. I love this image. It's just a very sweet image, and the simplicity of a single image really makes a card sometimes, you know. It doesn't have to be... it's a very nice image. You can make a full page of stamping, like a full background sheet of cupcakes. I've got into the, you know, stamping my backgrounds lately. Back again. I haven't done that heaps, but like in a while, but it's really nice. Okay. There we go. It all blends and matches, and we love that. So back to our piece, which we let dry. We've got our next piece of black. So that's just going to sit under here. So what my reasoning is, I just wanted to leave it to dry, so I could, then it's not going to move around up the top. So it's pretty stable. And we can then just stick our bottom here. And even if you have strips that are not straight, it doesn't matter, because yes, you can align this straight. What's going on under, no one knows. So then just leave the same amount of space at the bottom there and stick it down. Same thing here, just lift it up. Put the glue. And then there. And there we have our little background piece. And when that sits on that, you will not be able to see what has gone on in that background, in the background. So now you need to bear in mind what is here. So I'm going to add dimensionals, and we could add here, but you see there would be just a little bit of more height here than there would be in here. So I'm going to add my dimensionals in here instead of adding more here. So I'll add 2 there. So that's sorted. And then I'll add 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So then it should sit fairly even. You can add, bump it up with cardstock and things, but this is the easiest way to bump that, to make it flush. And you want to make your life easy. Okay. Now we'll stick this on our card base. This is Tahitian Tide. And I didn't work out what I was going to do on the inside, but I'll probably put some DSP. But you can do something. It's a bit of fun. Oh, yeah, I will show you. I did. I see I've forgotten what I do sometimes. Old age, guys. Old age. Alright, just put that there. Don't know whether it needs a ribbon, I'm not sure. Like a twine or something. Anyway, you know, you think of something after and you go, oh, I don't know. Now, I'm going to add my cupcake, which has decided to get eaten somewhere. And I have got some, put these away. I'm clearing up, so you know things show up when you clear up. It's here, I know it's here, I have faith. Okay guys, tell me where it is. Let me get my Winker Stella because that's what I want. Because I was going to put Winker Stella on my cupcake. Hey, I'm not going to color another one because I do have a sample, but I do want to show you what I do. You literally saw me lose with something like that, just like that. I'm going to get up and see whether it falls off. Oh, it's in between my book. How can this be? Alright, never mind. I'll just get on with it. And we can even, if it shows up, which it probably will before the end of the class. But I want to show you. Now, this is just a strip of the paper, which I had left over. So I just did that on the side. And I also did that same thing on the envelope. So if you've only got, like, you don't want to cut into another sheet and you've only got a little bit of a strip, just use it like that too. It's a fun way to just use that. And you can then get that done like that using your designer series paper. And sometimes you don't want to cut into a full sheet. It's just a bit of fun. All right, I'm not going to cut another cupcake, but I will show you what I did. I added some Winker Stella, and it'll be funny if it shows up. Which you can just see. I'll show you how I do it on this. I can do it on this one again. A bit extra glitter, doesn't matter. So all you do, Winker Stella is a glitter pen, but it dries very quickly as opposed to like normal glitters, which take ages. So you just shake it to get everything mixed up in there, and then you add your, just draw on it pretty much, and then the glitter comes out. It's clear, and then as I've already added some to this, and then it'll dry very quickly. So I just added some on the frosting just for you know, a bit of a sparkly frosting, and added one of those lovely purple Fresh Freesia gems on that, or back gems on that, and I thought it just was like a purple cherry. There you are. So I'll leave that aside. That might turn up, but let's hope. I'll leave that and that. That's what I call crafting mysteries. Okay, now I'll leave that out so you can see while I'm cleaning up. And our next one is a baby card. Now, you may not need a baby card. I know some people need baby cards, some might not, and that's okay. I share a lot of cards with like different layouts, and the layouts are, oh, guess what showed up? I told you it'll show up. So let's do this. It was meant to be, guys, meant to be. Baby cards are like, my cards, you will find a lot to do with layouts. So when you do layouts, you can use them with different designer series paper. You don't have to use them with designer series paper. You can use them with even cardstock, embossed cardstock, anything like that. So stick around and get some ideas. So now, can you see? I've done you may just be able to see if I can get that light right. Oh, it's a bit tricky. I'm trying to see. It's on the purpley bit, the Winker Stella. Maybe I'll add a bit more, and hopefully it catches that light. But it's there. I will add it on everything. And it's a great little way to add some shimmer and shine to your projects. Maybe, I don't know, you might be able to see that. All right, we can add that now, yes. Such a good feeling when you find things again, because you feel like a nut when you lose things. So I'm adding 2 because it was there, and you guys are going, oh goodness, this girl. No crafting session is complete unless I lose something. All right, and then we'll put our little embellishment on top. So you have this lovely purple one there. You got 2 lots. I went with the darker one, and I chose the did I go? Yes, I did. I think I chose the bigger ones, but it looks like I've got all the big ones there. Do I have an extra one? So it's like a little, you know, like a Smartie or something. Bit of fun. Now we are done. Wonderful. All right, for our next card is our baby card, and we are using the Cradled in Love stamp set, which is excuse me, Celebration. And I have to say, I didn't think I needed it, and then I use it, and it's so cute. I had some extra Celebration rewards and thought, I'll get that one because it looks, I need everybody, like at some point you need a baby card, and you go, like when I do markets and things, someone will come up and ask always for a baby card, and it's probably one I don't make a lot of, and I should. So let me put this away. This is the card. It's pretty neutral. It's not, you can probably give boy or girl the colors I've chosen. So this is what you'll get. A pool party card base. You'll get a Lost Lagoon piece of cardstock. You'll get some Sunny Days Designer Series paper. This is a free Celebration offering, and I will cut that so that's the back and front in different ways. This is the Softly Sophisticated, an embossed piece of basic white in Softly Sophisticated embossing folder. This is part of the bundle, which you can get in Celebration. It's all done for you guys. You don't have to do a thing. You've got everything. You've got 3 cloud punches. Got all this, and you got that. So we're ready to go. And we've got our beautiful stamp set. I love these images. They're so cute. This guy's really cute. You've seen some stamps, cards I've done with that. We're going to be using this little image of the mobile. Well, that's what I call it. I don't know whether it's called anything else, but that is it. So I have die cut this with the Stylish Shapes, our favorite. And while I'm at it, so it just fits in there. It's very good. I am going to stamp my inside of the card. And I try and this is going to be interesting. Ooh. That's the advantage of photopolymer. And we'll put one on that as well. All right, so we've got it all done, ready to go. So for the image, I'm going to color it just with some stamping blends, and we'll stick with our lemon lolly. So for the class, you pretty much use similar colors, and you don't have to have too much color. Lemon lolly, pool party, and we'll go crumb cake. So fairly some minimal colors here. Please let me know if images aren't clear or anything like that, and I'd just love to hear from you as well. So watching with me, so you can see what's just I don't want you to have a bad image or anything, and it's just terrible. So I'm just coloring this with light lemon lolly, just the star and the moon, keeping it super simple, basic coloring in with the stamping blend. Then I'm going to use my light crumb cake just to color the top of the mobile, just like that. That's as quick and easy. Just coloring the fish with light pool party, and then I'm just bringing in a bit of shading at the bottom with dark pool party. Very easy. And if you're I just had a look at it. If you're watching on, sometimes when it gives closed captions, it says some weird stuff. It just, I don't know where it picked up that I said octopus. Like, well, where did I say octopus? I don't know. Sometimes. So, closed captions lies sometimes. Alright. So, this one's going to go on the corner here. I like this. These rainbows are fun. They're just happy. This whole paper, the Sunny Days Designer Series paper, is just a happy set of papers. I love it. Then we're going to get that on there. This is a quick card. This is basically what you have to do. You'll just have to color the image. It's all coming into you. Stamp image, color it in, glue this on. And then you'll get some ribbon, enough for your project. Please, if you are enjoying the video, please make sure you, I would love for you to leave me a comment, if you like it, and thank you for those who share it. I really appreciate all that you do, all your support, for all the likes and comments and shares. They really help me out and help me out in this, even when I see your comments, and or sometimes someone sends me a message on YouTube. It's just really nice. I read them all. Alright, so we just added some tear and tape, stuck that ribbon on this side. And then I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back. Oh, I should have really, I like to do that sometimes on top of the ribbon, just to reinforce partially on the ribbon and partially on the cardstock, so that it secures that ribbon in, doubly secure. That's my quick feel. I could take all my dimensionals off to do that. I'm not a one for checking individually. Alright, let's put that down there. We're gonna put one dimensional here. Centered would be ideal, but if you're a skew like me, that's fine. I've cut the outer. The paper I've used on the outside is the Poetic Expressions Designer Series paper. That's pretty too. And it's been die cut with the Everyday Details dies, and I will die cut that for you for your kit. When you place that order, I'm trying to center it, and sometimes when you've got a pattern, it's a little bit trickier. So, welcome little one is one of the sentiments in our stamp set, and I'm stamping. We've got a few little sentiments you could use. So, bundle of joy, welcome. You could, if I was going further with this, I would go cut that, welcome, or sweet baby girl, sweet baby boy. You could do it, so you can mix and match a few things. I'm going with the quick and easy here. And what suited my card, what I was doing at the time. And just, this was actually a scrap of lemon lolly, and I had it in my stash, and I just picked it up and go, yep, that fits. for the edge, I've got the Happy Labels punch, so it has two little like ticket. One's a little bit scallopy edge, one's a ticket, and I've used the scallop. I'm gonna trim it down a bit. So face it up so you can see if you're cutting into the words like that, or perhaps do it the other way. Do that first, but I will send you the piece with it done. Okay, that is probably ideal, and here I would go a little bit more, yeah, a bit closer, and let's see if we need to cut it a bit more, we can. Yeah, it needs a little more. It kind of needs right to the edge, and this is going to be a bit tricky, but I'm okay. Let's do that. Let's see how far I can go with it. Yeah, that's okay. All right, trim that. I'm giving it a bit of a gap because that is just going to get tucked in under. So, you're gonna get some clouds, okay? Now this is how I would which you are going to stick on your card. And I didn't do that because I wasn't thinking. I was getting excited. Okay, so I'm gonna cut all these out, and this is how I what do you call? Damage control. All right, so we're gonna stick that, and this is just Pool Party. On Pool Party. Now it's not much. You can, if you wanted to blend color, but I didn't, and it just sometimes just a little bit adds that little bit of texture, and that's all I did, and that's all my idea was. If you have the, I don't have the dies and the stamp set that goes with this, but if you have that, you may like to do that, but I just use the punch because it's easier, and this is what we do. So there's a cloud punch. Do you love what I do here? Weird. We forget sometimes. The plans go out the window. Out the window. It's okay. I'm gonna stick my cloud on top of that paper. It's all good. It's meant to be at the like a background. We go with the flow. I'm all right. And then I'm gonna stick some glue on my dimensionals so we're not adding any more stuff on that. Perfect. Now if I had the patience, I would have used heat gun, and it would have got all my what do you call these guys out, dimensionals out. Okay. Now if you see this clouds, it's just tone on tone, but I think it adds a lovely little touch. For our circle, just add that there. I've just added it in the center. You can offset it if you want, but I just liked it like that. I'll probably move it a little bit, maybe not, maybe not. Oh no, yeah, that goes like that. And then we're just gonna stick this there. Now for this side, because it's on a, this piece is lifted on dimensionals, this one isn't. So when you stick this up, it's automatically going to be raised, and this side isn't. I want to add I added some double dimensionals on this side, so some mini dimensionals. They're not double dimensional. I doubled up my dimensionals, I should say, like that for my right, which is going to be stuck to this. And then I did a single on, which is stuck onto my hand now. They're good, the dimensionals. The other day I was walking around the house and Adrian goes, well, have you got this thing in your hair? It was a dimensional backing. I said, you know, I don't just purposely put it there. They just go there. They just go everywhere. And in this instance, because it's a bit long, I'm going to change the design a bit. And that's okay. We can do that. Right. It's a bit over the card. Maybe I'll just leave that like that. So it's just right on the corner. Okay. And we could add a bit of glue just on this to make it stick a bit. Just a dot. Now, so this is my original, how I had the sentiment, and this is how I've just modified a bit. Now, we'll tie a ribbon. Ideally, I'm probably going to push this a bit to the left. But design for the day, and you know how it is. You just work with the design for the day. This ribbon is part of a 3-pack. It comes in a combo, so you get bubble bath and Asia afternoon in the pack. And I think by memory, there's 9.6 meters in each. I think so. It's quite a lot of ribbon. 9.6 or 9.2 or something. All right. Then I'm sticking that there with a glue dot, but I'm going to add one under there just to make sure it just doesn't move around. I don't like ribbon like static, but just under that, you don't want it just to keep moving it, but you want it to look natural, not like what I've just done. So loosen it if you need. And that's good. So for the inside, I did stamp the image, and I will give it a quick color with the same colors I did before, and I just want to add that nice touch to this. You could add the designer series paper as well. If you wanted to add white cardstock, it's just a light cardstock anyway, so I generally don't. And then this is the dark pool party, and it's already on pool party cardstock, so I just added a bit of shading up there, and I'm gonna do the same and leave the bottom white. All right, not as in depth on that one. You can see a little bit of paper there, so I'm just going to trim that down. So that's our third card done. I need some embellishments, and we'll go with the beautiful yellow, the lemon lolly. It's beautiful. This whole set is perfect for baby cards, I think. Just lovely, soft colors. And you can have a full pack of this. This is $15.75 to purchase. This pack I will throw in with a $150 order placed by Tuesday. So that's yours free as a gift from me. So that's it. It's our next card, and that was the original card I made. So just a slightly different design with the sentiment, but other than that, everything is the same. All right, so the last card I'm going to be doing is a lavender, the painted lavender set. And I don't think I have created, I did a retreat with it, but I hadn't done one live, should I say, in on Facebook. So I thought, oh, I should do one, would be nice to do one of those cards. So I decided to do, and this is a quick one too. It's you do need the stamps and dies, or at least the stamps, but you can fussy card. But I will. It's got some beautiful paper as well, so I suggest you do check it out. It's 12 by 12, and you get 12 sheets of it. All right, so let me get the card. This is what we're doing. That's a card. And there's a whole suite. You've got, I'm cleaning my hands because it's got also gluey residue, because I'm like kindergarten, I've got yucky stuff. It's got a whole suite with embellishments like the purple fine shimmer gems. They've got paper. It's got 2 sets of stamps and dies. It has got even some beautiful butterflies, which die cut, and you can color them in. So in your kit, you're gonna get lots of fun stuff. Crumb cake card base. This embossed piece of gorgeous grape, which had cardstock, which is embossed with the timber embossing folder. I don't think I've ever embossed gorgeous grape in timber. It's sort of it's a bright color for me. 3 die cut leaves. This is from the painted lavender dies, and this is die cut from Granny Apple Green. You'll get that, and you'll get some DSP, the painted lavender DSP, which I've die cut with the postage dies, the postage dies. We are going to be using the dies today, and the painted lavender dies. We're also going to be using this stamp set, and this perennial postage stamp set has lots of sentiments for different occasions. So if you like to have some sentiments on hand, these work great, and it'll go great with the different dies. The colors I'll be using for our card are Berry Burst, Gorgeous Grape, Lost Lagoon, and Granny Apple Green. So those are it. So just as a reminder, this is my free class, and it's open to anyone. So please feel free to share it with anyone you know who may like some crafting relaxation on a Saturday, just to chill out. It's always nice. I mean, crafters watch craft. It's funny, but I like it. You just like to get ideas, and just it's a chill way. We craft to chill, and we watch craft to chill. So that's just us. I'm gonna get some paper, and also I've got an ordering special, and this is available to anyone in Australia, because we can only supply within Australia. And orders, I'm just putting these stamps away. Orders can be posted anywhere in Australia, so you can place your order online or by contacting me. So you can contact me by phone or by email or messenger, text, Phone is text or call. All right. So the images we're going to use with this are these two. We're going to use that one. And we'll use this for some added embellishing on the envelope. Yeah, so when you place a $90 order by Tuesday, I'm going to give you the full set of 4 cards and envelopes to create these 4 cards. So you'll get all the designer series paper, embossed cards, anything like that, and ribbons. And in your order gets to 150, you'll get a full pack of the rainbow adhesive gems. So, gems, I'm calling them gems. These ones, dots, and they're beautiful. They're my new favorite. Alright, so get a piece of basic white. You'll get the basic white as well in your card to stamp. And we're going to stamp the fuller image, which is this one, in Gorgeous Grape. How does how vibrant is that? Really, like, super. I have to say my Gorgeous Grape is like juicy. Then I am going to take Berry Burst. And I will clean my hands because I got Berry Burst on that. That's going to go everywhere for sure. So we're going to stamp this in between, like that, right? Now it is dark, fairly dark, but it comes up beautiful. Now, well, this is my little trick to get quick coloring. And to add like shading. So you've got your, this, you can die cut it as is. But this is going to give you like added shading. So ink up your blending brush with Berry Burst. And go, and now see the transformation in this image. It's going to change it up different. You see that and that. It's made it look like a bit, I feel, more watercolory, if you know what I mean. It's given that, it's added background to that, and it's just, it's made it better, I feel. Anyway. Then I will get another piece of cardstock and we will stamp our stem twice. Well, it's fairly. And I'm going to use Lost Lagoon for the stem. So I kind of went on the, again, you know how I like to draw off the DSB. That's kind of a Lost Lagoon. But when I saw these colors, I stamped this image and I went, oh, Granny Apple Green would look fantastic against that. And it does. And then I used some of the DSB, so I thought I'll add some Lost Lagoon. So you need to kind of play around sometimes and see your color combos, and don't be afraid to mix those colors up too. Oh, I'll leave that open because that's what I was going to do. Next thing is, with the 3 die cuts, I want to We've got a really nice bright granny apple green leaf, but we're going to add some shading to this. So Lost Lagoon. So I've got my Lost Lagoon stems, and that's gonna work nicely. My Lost Lagoon is lacking a bit of ink at the moment, so yours might not need so much persuasion to get colored. Mine needs some cajoling here. I just sort of press that color in. I know it's not how I normally say to do blending, but it's sort of, you don't want your leaf, I mean, if your leaf breaks, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I sometimes purposely cut those leaves, so it's okay. But if we can help it, we don't want to break those leaves. Nothing in card making is ever the end of the world. If ever, if anything goes like what we think is wrong, it's probably the start of something new and exciting that you will try and go, oh, that worked out good. I was happy that worked out. No, you've got to try things. And sometimes when things don't work out, that's when something else works out, and you try some, end up trying to make use of a piece that was a bit dodgy, and then it works out. And there's a dimensional backing again. So a narrow end up the top, and I tell you this, probably I'm more telling it for myself, because sometimes these are hard to place. They look similar from side to side. I'm going to add another bit on this so it doesn't shift. But the good thing is, because you've added that blending, if it does move, it is not going to matter. This guy, again, when I did my die cutting on my sample card, it moved. And this one was something like that, and it was nowhere near what it was supposed to be. And I just used it, and I blended ink over it, and it worked. It's salvageable. So get your stamping cut and emboss machine. So I think this is the only time I've used it today, and you'll be the same. You get everything in your card kit. I am very nice. I do. It's the same in classes. I do all the embossing, and it's the same with my class in the mail. I get lots of products and stuff. So it's a good thing to be part of. Stem went. So this is the stem, on camera, and this is the flower. I think it just adds a vibrancy to that flower by adding the blending. Now next one. Do you like lavenders? Lavender, I should say lavenders. I told you I'm struggling to talk today. Always think of those vintage, you know, they make the drawer sachets and they look so pretty. I'm just old-fashioned. There's country markets. That's what the image that comes to my mind when I see this set. Okay, so we've got our die cut pieces. And our card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our not fern, leaves. And I did have, I was going to say, I did have a die cut. Now this is from the mini pocket envelope dies, which is a online exclusive product. Like it's in an online exclusive selection. It used to be in a catalog, but it is no longer in the catalog. You will see me using this particular dies many times. I'm amazed how much I use it, because I find it so handy. It is such a good little set. It is, and so versatile. Like there are so many elements I can use. So you will not be disappointed with that one. And it's got a little mini pocket to create like gift card holders and things like that. So great little set. So big hugs is the sentiment I am using. It will just fit. And now we're going to do some layering. Okay. So the flowers will go onto these stems, and I just add a bit of glue, and I did cut the stems down, and that's sort of done once I kind of work out how long I do want them to be. So I don't rush that process. I just see. I bring a piece of book here. This is my little, like a little black book. Yeah, just put that there, leave it. And then you can cut it down if you don't want it extra. You can even put it higher. So we'll bring in our 2 die cuts. Two-dimensionals on the back. And it's pattern on pattern, but I'm doing that straight. So sort of third way down. This one's gonna be going a little bit on an angle. For the leaves, I've gone like one in the center, the center a little bit higher, and just directly, and that's all it is. Just 3 like that, and then over lavender this way. Doesn't that look lovely? I just love the vibrancy of that, the pop of granny apple green brings. So I'm going to trim that down. I just didn't want it that long. Glue this down. So I would put my left first and center the, so left first. Just start your glue. Just very lightly. Just bringing that down a bit and lifting that up. Tombow gives you, that's the liquid adhesive, gives you a bit of room. Like you saw, I had, it had been a little while, but it gave me a bit of room to move that and time. Love it. Now, mini dimensionals on this. So basically, I layered it together, and good or bad idea, I don't know, but that was my, it kind of, and this is what I mean. Sometimes you do things and it just sort of happens. I had it together and it just merged. And I go, yeah, okay. But I could do it like that, and then you kind of see, or do it separately. It is not a major thing. Just arrange it however you like. Doing it separately gives you a bit more maneuverability. Yeah. And yeah, doing it separately is gives you some ability to rearrange. Put more dots, dimensionals. Alright, so let's take this off. Put one again a little bit higher. This one needs another one. I'll take that one off because it's a little bit off my flower and it's not looking good. Alright, so this one, maybe I'll tuck that under a little bit, trim that down. Black gingham ribbon, my new roll. If you need like limited ribbons, I suggest this be one of them. The burlap is one of them. Definitely linen thread. These are some of my must-have ribbons that tend to go with just about anything. Skip the other stuff if you don't need, but burlap, linen thread, this one. So we ideally going to have that there, and then we have the sentiment on top. So Cinnamon sits there. You could make it wider. I put a mini dimensional up the top, so that's gonna sit on my flowers, and you could put one at the bottom, so it's avoiding that knot in the ribbon, the little tie, and it hopefully it sits kind of nicely. That's what we always want. And if it's not, it's just something that's adding a bit more volume, and volume sounds like hair, but it's not. Adding a bit more depth. And then we'll glue this on. A gorgeous gray piece to the crumb cake card base. Now I did add on my original a little bird, but I'm wondering, would these work? I think the bird just added a different tone. You could put these on actually, but let's see. Those light ones would work, wouldn't they? This is the bird. Let's do these guys. That would work. Or do we go with the bubble bath? See, that's bubble bath, but it takes on that tinge off the purples, doesn't it? Okay, let me know, do you prefer the bird in the gold, or do you like that with the little dots? What do you like? What's your preference on that one? For the envelope and the inside of the card, I used the stamp that came with the lavender set. So there's a lovely fern, or the leaves, and I really like these leaves. And I thought we could do it in this is in garden granny apple green, and just one set of leaves. Making sure it's all sticky, and envelope will do the same thing. Okay, isn't that beautiful? I love that set of leaves. Something about it. So we are done with our 4 cards. So let's go through the 4, and maybe you can tell me what you like, whether you would perhaps do something a bit different, and are there any tips or any ideas that you go, oh, I might use that? So card number 1 was this, with the heartfelt hexagons, and we blended some ink on some cards, designer series paper. We used some Celebration products and things there. Then card number 2 was this. We lost our cake for a few minutes, and then we found it, and we used some Wink Stella for the frosting, and the lighter than air designer series paper, and some used an embossing folder technique on that. Card number 3 was our baby card, and we used the technique of creating texture on our cards with punches or die cuts, and creating tone on tone, but with texture. And we created a little baby card. And this is the last one we just did, with the painted lavender set, and we added some blending to create depth on die cut images. So apart from the two-step stamping, just adding some depth to images. So there were some techniques we had in this class that I hope that I shared, that I hope you were able to gain something out of this. Please leave me a comment if you found something useful. Want to place an order, leave me a comment as well, or get in touch with me. Ordering special runs through until Tuesday the 13th, and Celebration runs through until the 29th of February. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and enjoyed whatever you are doing, and get some crafting in and have fun. And thank you so much for your time, for taking the time to watch, whether you're watching live or on replay. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.